buggos. Where you at? I got a 500 kgb bomb for you. Can't say that right. KG. The KGB. Oh boy. Shenanigans.
Yes, you should play Final Fantasy, the original one.
Yeah.
They arguably have the best stories, which is the reason for their success rather than the graphics.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna be typing work shit. I'll mute myself. Real life.
fun.
Goodbye. Wear pants.
Hello. How's it going, guys? I'm a little tired. Oh. He's back. Yeah. I for those of you guys that didn't see, I didn't stream yesterday. I am still getting over my sinusitis. Still have some sinus pressure and just a shit ton of congestion. But probably more importantly is I just don't have like energy. And so it's like I'm gonna try to get through this stream with you guys, and it will be what it will be. Yeah, this is Hell Week, as I posted to Twitter. This is our final like deadline for this tax season, so it's just a ton of work. It's basically crunch time. Also, why I said just be on notice. I am not entirely sure that that I will be able to make every single stream that we have on the schedule, just because it's entirely possible I could have to stay late or something like that. So, was I able to see the eclipse? No, I mean, in Florida, I don't even really think we had very much coverage at all. I think it was only like 20% or something. So, but it's fine. I think memory serves me correctly. I believe I saw a full eclipse as a kid. I'm just trying to remember when or where, but Akakaze Yume, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Sorry if sorry, not welcome to the channel. You're 6 months. I don't know why, but my brain is not functioning at high capacity today. But thank you for the 6 months. Manos, thank you for the 62. Blue, I think I got you yesterday, but thank you for the 56. Wallol5, thank you for the follow. And welcome. I thought someone turned the sun down. I mean, that would be nice for Florida. We are the sunshine state, so we just get constant sun. So, but no, I did not really have the opportunity. And again, sorry if I don't sound terribly energetic today, chat, but hopefully I start to feel better. I now have some food in me. I'm just kind of like waiting for it to kick in. I'm hoping it's going to kick in. Here is today's artwork. Hello, Weiss. And there it is for you guys as well. Watching your vids on YouTube lately? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I have not been able to produce nearly as many videos of late. That is unfortunate, but it is just that time of year for me. That was my first sub, just did a 6-month one. Okay. And I'm not totally crazy. Thank you for the 6 months. I appreciate it. Yeah, and actually, I feel like no, I'm still not allowed to say anything. I'll just say there is probably a change coming to Twitch that I will have something to say about when it happens. But until it happens, I'm actually under NDA. So I can't say on that one. Hello, King. Yeah, sorry. Like I said, I'm gonna be slow today, chat. So forgive me if I miss your comments or something. If I do, and you really want it answered or reacted to, just hit me with another app. Like, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, it's like, again, we streamed for like 6 hours yesterday, and I was fine. It's just today having to go back to work, and like that just sucked the life right back out of me. So I'm still pretty winded in that regard and still don't have full energy. For those of you guys that weren't there yesterday, we were playing Monster Hunter Rise, but I did talk about basically like this is the first time in my life that I can remember that I don't know if you guys remember, but like I streamed Monday, and Monday was like the day where I was like, oh, it's a sick day. I stayed home from work that day because I didn't feel good. It's the first time in my life that I can ever remember where I got sick, and then I got sicker, and then I got sicker. Like, normally you get sick, and within like a 24-hour period, you're like, oh man, this sucks, right? Like, and basically, I'm not going to say like you insta heal or anything like that, but like usually you kind of know what you're dealing with within 24 hours. In this case, yeah, like I had people that kept checking in on me, and I kept getting worse every single day. It was pretty rough. So finally Thursday I went to urgent care. Not for those of you guys that are unaware, like the facility is called an urgent care facility, but it's literally just like a checkup facility if you are sick but you can't get in to see your doctor like right away. So it's not like the emergency room or anything like that. But I finally went down to urgent care, and like honestly, I went down to urgent care mostly because my father was like insistent, because again, it's tax season and like they really need me. So I would not have probably gone myself, but they kind of insisted, and I at that point I was like, okay, yeah, because I'm still not getting any better. So I drove down there, and I probably should not have driven because I did not feel great, and they tested me, which is funny because I did a home test that like morning at like 5 a.m. in the morning. I basically woke up, and this whole time I've had a huge like problem with like regulating my temperature. I've been like really freaking cold whenever I try to go to bed, and then really hot when I wake up. So just like hot and cold flashes constantly. And in that time period, I was like, oh crap, this is kind of how I reacted to the COVID booster shot. So I actually gave myself a rapid test for COVID, and it came back negative. So I assumed that was not the case, and then I went in, and they also tested me, and they came back negative as well. And then my mom was mentioning, because she actually managed to catch the flu. And she, even though she had her flu shot, and so did I, she had managed to catch a different strain. So I was like, oh, maybe I did too. Maybe that's what's going around. But apparently I don't have it. So it is what it is. And they were just saying like, oh, no, it appears to be acute sinusitis, which is just basically a bad sinus infection. But yeah, this one kicked my ass. Like, that's all I can say on that. And I am still in recovery mode from it. Fine, there's almost nothing happening in FGO right now. Yeah, and in that regard, like I'm really glad that it did that. I felt bad like that we had the buffs on JP, and I wasn't able to cover that right away with you guys. Because I do at least take this seriously enough to like I want to like be live for you guys and talk about the updates and everything. And so it's like that just made me feel bad, because it was just like but it is what it is. I had thought about like, oh, maybe I could like post to Twitter, and like, oh man, I not only did I wake up late that day, but I just was like out of it. And plus I think it was it Thursday, chat, that we got the buffs? I think it was the day I went to urgent care. So I didn't even get home until it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Gotta take care of your health first. Yeah, someone brought up on stream the other day, and I think they're absolutely right that like probably part of the reason this was so bad was usually due to all the like long hours and stress. I have what's called the like post-tax season flu. This happens like every year where it's like basically you finally get done with the work deadlines and your body realizes like it's over and you can relax now. And basically usually at that point that's when I finally get sick because it's like your whole body just relaxes and untenses and lets down its defenses. So I wonder if me catching the sinusitis combined with all the like pent up stress and lack of sleep and like just like, you know, pressure from work just made it even worse because it was just awful. Existing that hurts pretty much. And like I said, I had people that were coming into Discord because I was in Discord for most of the time, and they were like, "Oh, you know, like you're playing video game stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm playing video games." So if any of you are curious what I was playing, I was playing a game called BattleTech, just so you guys are aware, and you can see how many hours I've played. Play is a relative statement because for the most part I basically just like subsisted. I did get to play, but like BattleTech, if you guys are unfamiliar with it, is sort of like it's kind of like MechWarrior. But the game in particular on Steam is like turn-based strategy because I think it comes from like a tabletop series of games. So that's what I was playing. It's not like I was sitting there constantly playing like Monster Hunter and Helldivers, though pretty much like after Thursday, I did start to do that some. And to a degree, I could play those games, but usually only in short stints. Like I was maybe able to like play Helldivers for like an hour at a time. So it was just like anything action oriented basically was too much for me. They played a lot of Helldivers this weekend. I did, yeah. There's been times where I was sick and played games. Yeah. Oh, and let me tell you how many times in Helldivers I just like completely got lost, went the wrong direction, or like was totally oblivious to what was going on around me. It is MechWarriors, as the BattleTech video games are also made from the tabletop. Yeah. Yeah, if we get the time at some point, I'll show you guys me playing BattleTech. I've been having fun with it. It's been good, and it's a nice like thing for me to get into ahead of like getting into the other mech games because I'm getting to learn a little bit more about like what the mechs are and like what their whole goal is. Also, welcome to my like extremely cursed 90++ comp. Don't ask questions. It's not pretty. And I'm not going to say that I used my full brain power to come up with it, because I didn't. It's where like it's a bit of a distraction rather than playing that state. Yeah, and part of the issue with that, chat, is like very frequently I had to just like get up and leave the computer. There were several days too where like I just had to take my headset off because the sinus pressure was too bad. Like I literally just was like, I can't sit here anymore. I have to go lie down and go back to sleep. Like that level of like, oh shit, I'm sick. Do you have any mods installed? Like, is there a mod to get the clan mechs? There probably is, but no, I don't have anything installed. What? What am I listening to? What am I listening to? The Lancer node gives better drops. Oh, I have no idea. I haven't even done the 90 node. you still have like a ton of time, chat. So, and you can see I basically need a card there for that to work. So, but it do be. It's a One Piece opening? Please, no. Okay, yeah, it's Lazy Town. I was gonna say, like, please tell me it's not a One Piece opening. I could see this being like some terrible ass 4 Kids One Piece opening. I use the same comp. I just use Morgan for Wave 2. Yeah, the whole reason I was trying to do a writer is because I wanted the red cones. I've noticed for whatever reason I'm really behind on red cones, and I'm not sure why. So like you can see, I've tried to skew it where I have more red cones getting gained than anything else. Let's go touch JP, because I know I'm not at cap here, and I don't know where I am there. No One Piece OPs aren't this good. What do you mean? One Piece OPs are great. Don't shit on One Piece openings. I mean, at least like the normal ones. I have no idea about like the 4 Kids ones. They never did the add-on they promised they wanted to do. Interesting. Morgan, Koyan, Trung, and Oberon. Morgan, Koyan, Trung, and Oberon. Is one of them light enough that you don't have to take it with the Trung sisters? Like, because like what I'm doing is I'm looping the Trung sisters. Ah! Conmen, listen. Listen, chat. So, I feel like now that y'all have seen the story, y'all understand this this thumbnail. now y'all understand this thumbnail. I need hints, yeah. You son of a bitch, that's right. I hid it in plain sight. That was one of the creations before I was sick. Do more of that, that's great. No, I mean, in all seriousness, this is just one of those few events where and I was talking with Trubs about it. I don't really know how, but I somehow figured out who the sea turtle was and who Tice we were. I have no idea how I did, but like somehow playing through it on JP, I figured it out. And I was like, oh. Trubs was like, oh, you must have like looked at the story. And I was like, I don't think I did. After reading the story, I started to get why it's water monster, not sea monster. No, I still don't. Like, Prophet was bringing this up, and he mentioned that, like, something like the Loch Ness monster, which lives in a loch, and in this case, Loch Ness is a lake, in effect. Even the Loch Ness monster is considered a sea monster, so nobody ever calls anything a water monster. H2O monsters, yeah. Yeah, like I feel like they tried to go with something that made more sense, but the reality was the colloquialisms make it so you should just call it a sea monster. Mr. Creamy, thank you for the 64. You have reached in 64. Don't go giving Loch Ness monster tree fitty. What? Is Monster's new competitor to Liquid Death? What? Our river monsters and rivers are on land and not the sea. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, literally we refer to the Loch Ness monster as a sea monster still. So Yeah, look, chat. At the end of the day, there is nobody in existence that refers to anything as a water monster. Like that's why there's an issue with it. You guys can try to explain it all you want, and whatever explanation works for you is fine. But the fact still remains, nobody ever calls anything a water monster. People use water monster though? I've never heard anyone call anything a water monster. Not in English at least. Maybe in different languages. Creatures of the deep, sure. That would have been an interesting way to put it. We'll see the event of killer sprites. Yeah, you can tell they actually really tried with this event. Scratch, thank you for the 57. Appreciate it. I hope your day gets better. What was the JP update? I'm just going to be talking about the updates that happened last week, Case. Since I didn't get to cover them. Since Dedge. D monsters and do monsters. And your Ock monsters? I see. What about my rock lobsters? Hope you're feeling better. I do feel better, but I am tired. He's gonna go over the Ishtar buff. Sure. Yeah, what would you like me to talk about on the Ishtar buff? I'll let you decide. You don't own a rock lobster? No, I eat rock lobsters. Lobsters just cockroaches of the ocean. You're not wrong. Any restrictions I should know for song requests? No cancer. I prefer actual songs, but otherwise, I'm not picky. Let me back out of that. Now we go back to NA. Chad, there's a method to my madness, trust me. What that method may be, I don't know. There we go. No, those are giant isopods. Those are the cockroaches. What? What's an isopod? But again, thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. I can't say that enough. I know I'm not the most entertaining today. It is what it is. Did Florida have Eclipse Fun today? Not really. Like I said, I think we only had like 20% coverage or something. Don't worry though. In 2045, we get the full eclipse. And then I'll get the last laugh. Y'all got to be blinded first, but then I'll get to stare up at the sun. When's the total eclipse of the heart? I feel like that happens every day. Every day you're single. We had 97%, but it was cloudy. I see. You should have put Pokemon Sun and Moon together and made your own eclipse. It was lied to you. Do you have to be a sub? I think it's subs and VIPs. I don't remember though. That's Czar's joke? Yes, I'm co-opting it. Like the picture that was an avocado on a tortilla for the eclipse. Wait, an avocado on a tortilla? I don't get it. Ugh. You terrible monster? Yes. Me am terrible monster. Yeah, why an avocado on a tortilla? Inform me so I can feel more culturally sensitive. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking like an open avocado for some reason, so I was thinking green. But yeah, okay. I totally forgot the outside of an avocado is basically like black. Is this a swing version of this? That should be enough. The old alligator pair, uh-huh. I'm surprised Martha can do this. She can't. She can't. Why? uh it works, but only, like 90% of the time. Why are you using Martha for wave 2? Chat, can you come up with any other 4-star who is a red con that would be better? If you can, I will gladly replace it. But it has to be a 4-star. And Sick Brain came up with Martha and just went with it. What's red bonus again? I don't know. I didn't have the bonus in front of me when I made it. I just remembered that that Ryder was red. Red con's needed for lots of things. Yeah, it's weird that it is. Well, sabers are yellow. I know that one off the top of my head. Lancer melt. I hate to break this one to you. Like at least with her third skill active, maybe there's a chance, but without it, and at that point, you're stealing from the Trung sisters. She's better than Dobrynya? I don't know. I just came up with it. To be fair, Dobrynya doesn't really have any other advantage here either. Other than she has charge, but the unit need not have charge. They basically only need their append unlocked at worst. I'm gonna laugh if she low rolls one of the side enemies. Summerbrand would probably be possible. Actually, I have no idea if the Trung sisters are considered beloved. Oh, there it is. It happened. This is now a 4-turn chat, and it's probably gonna be a 5-turn because of it. Like I said, limited sick brain just came up with like something just to not have to think anymore. But is okay. About Penth? It needs to be AoE. But Trunk Sisters doobie doo. Is your Santa altar still good? My Santa altar's bond 10. Lalter. I mean, I could. I feel like there's better uses for Lalter than that one. Zerklot? You're probably on something to just use a Berserker, because I didn't realize Berserkers were part of it. I told you it'd be a 5-turn chat. As long as she doesn't use her guts. There we go. I don't want to use sabers, basically, because it needs to be a red cone bonus. So chat is saying, oh my god, 39. Chat is saying the Berserker is red, so let me double check. Am I watching Spice and Wolf remake? I watched the first episode. I have actually managed to watch quite a bit of anime. How present I was for it is another thing entirely, but so a 4-star AoE. There's Summer Bryn. Cat. Probably better if it's a Buster or an Arts one. That way they get the Trung Sisters overflow buff. I don't think it's enough. Wait, who did I have in here before? Mandracarta? Yeah, it's not. Would have to drop the C. Probably going to be Yuri Pirates. You can filter it to that? What do you mean? I don't think you can filter it to a specific bonus type. Or what? Oh, you're saying like Buster? Sure. Yeah, I could. It is what it is. I know the unit's card types off the top of my head, chat. That's not an issue. It's just like remembering the unit. So it's just a simple thing of like just looking through my list in order to be able to see. I'm curious if the Spice and Wolf remake is going to cover different stuff from the books. I don't know about from the books, but I know it's supposed to be like a redo of like the original anime and cover more, because I guess the original anime ended abruptly, if I remember correctly, but just bring it all Rider team? No. Doesn't have to be that bad. Just easier to filter it quickly to eliminate everything else visually. I don't find it easier. I'm somebody that can look through the list very quickly and immediately like sees and identifies it. Like it would actually take me longer to filter it. That makes any sense. All right, let's give this a try. I don't know if Kyo will have enough damage, but my Kyo is decent, so hopefully. Ended on a cliffhanger for all intents and purposes. Yeah. It is interesting though, like watching an old like remake like that of an older anime is like I am reminded about how like samey a lot of like anime dialogue has become, a lot of anime storytelling has become, because it's like in the case of Spice and Wolf, it's just I haven't really seen too many other shows that do something similar. Like at least not in recent memory, right? Like there are a couple other shows like Spice and Wolf, but they're all older. And so it's really kind of interesting to see that like story type again. Yeah, and I think it's using the original VAs too, isn't it? V dialogue anime are so rare. EOA Forgotten Servant. Listen, as long as it works. So let's see. Oh, you know it might help. It might help if I pop the other skills there. We'll stagger cards, but I have the unfortunate belief that Kyo not gonna do too much. Oh, she did better than I thought. Actually, yeah, that's pretty automatically clearable, so I don't mind using Kyo for this. Lets me bond better. Mount Yusha? Is that what you're talking about, I? Mount Yusha never got a second season, and it really is one of those ones where I would have loved it. We were talking about this the other night too, but Grimgar Fantasy of Ash or whatever. I can't remember the full actual title of it, but Grimgar was great. That was another one where I really wanted it to get a season 2. I love that economics anime. Yeah, it was. It had an odd focus on economics, right? One day Kyo will get an upgrade. What do you mean? She has an upgrade. I'll say this. You know it's bad, chat. You know Kiyohime's upgrade was bad. When, if we just go ahead and look at my party here again. Look at which skill is upgraded. And look at which skill isn't leveled. And that should just tell you everything about why that buff just sucked. Like, I have rank 9 on the other 2 skills, not the skill that got buffed. So it was a buff, and it still just did not really help. But to be fair to Kyo, we could say that's a much earlier buff in the scheme of things, and some of the early buffs in FGO were like, I don't even know if the devs knew what they were doing. And that, like, I say early, right? Like, this came around, I think, in like year 4 or something like that. So it wasn't like that early. It's just like, it just was not that good of a choice. But I feel like at least nowadays the devs are a little bit more keyed in on like, yeah, we need to actually start buffing people's steroids and stuff. Their charge skills, yada, yada, yada. Unlocking the 3 skill buff. Yep. Well, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of units that had to unlock their 3rd skill. I don't really count that. I know a lot of people who do. I don't. Okay, chat. Let's talk Kagetora buff, right? Now, I don't know that I have numbers for you because I didn't ask Avalon to get me numbers. But let me go check. Ah, yeah, okay. I'll just go ahead and use fandom here. Now, I was saying this before, like, basically, we got Evocation Festival Part 8, and I'll be honest with y'all, this one feels like a, hey, we totally fucked up, here's all the people we left behind. Right? Because you end up getting the writer that never was. So we had the summer Evocation Festival, and writer Ishtar got skipped. We had BB, who already had a main interlude and still, after all this time, did not have the coins, was not purchasable through the evocation system. So it was fucking stupid with that one in particular. But they finally are like, oh, okay. And then also Kagetora and Consort U that have been gone. I do find it a little bit stupid that they go like, here's 2 single target Lancers, but it is what it is. At this point, I am okay with this. Like, the reason that I'm pointing this out, that this is some of the like forgotten units, is because I think you're reaching a point where most of the welfares are in evocation now, and it's just a few that remain. And we've already kind of seen, like, I'd have to look, but I don't remember when the last evocation festival was. I think it was like, was it January, chat? Was it January for JP with the Christmas ones? First, thank you for the 45. Appreciate it. It's mostly the newer ones, yeah, which is not that big of a deal in all seriousness. You look tired? I am tired. Is Hoku Summer in? Yes. Yeah, she was actually one of the earliest ones, which is just weird to me. But so again, we finally got access to BB coins. This is one of the biggest issues that that we had pointed out, is that, like, basically with the whole, even with the coin system, chat, even with the coin system, welfares were in a weird spot, and all welfares going forward after the coin system came out started to get coins released with them. But welfares that had been released prior to that point did not have coins. Then they started doing main interludes, where if a unit was main interluded as a welfare, they would get their coins through that. The problem was there were still 2 units that had already had their main interlude as a welfare prior to the coin system coming out. And that was Santa Altera and BB. Santa Altera got thrown in and has the coins. BB never got them, ever. So for like 2 years now on JP, BB has just been this weird sort of oddity where you could not get coins for her, despite the fact that she had a main interlude. And I never really understood that. I don't know why they waited so long. And the reason I'm going to say is because, like, this particular evocation festival has no rhyme or reason to it at all. Like, there's nothing like where it's like, oh, this is the theme of these units. Like, it's just a mishmash. So, like, it's not like they were holding it for something important. And that just makes me go like, huh? A little bit. When every other servant gets coins, yeah. So that was always one of the issues that we had with the coin system. With that out of the way, in a weird way, you could call the coin system complete. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying, from probably the devs' perspective, they think, yeah, it's complete now. It is what it is, right? Like, that doesn't mean they're done with the evocation system. It doesn't mean they're done giving out the coins for that. But, like, with BB, they kind of plugged that last, like, annoying hole that they had where people were getting on to them about it. Now, all people are getting on to them about is the trash way that the system works. So, I guess they're just going to be willfully ignorant until they do fix it. When that fix will occur, your guess is as good as mine. We know that they've acknowledged it. They said back during last year's, and sorry, not last year, the year before last's anniversary interview, that coins were in fact an issue, and that they realized that that they had given out too little of them, and that they were thinking of solutions and how to fix it. So I want to be clear on that, because I have seen some discussion about like people trying to white knight the devs and basically say like, oh no, there's nothing wrong with the coin system. And it's like, you can say that all you want. When Mr. 2 has gone on the record as having said it's an issue, you're just wrong. I'm sorry. So whether or not you think they're going to fix it, you know, again, if you're optimistic or pessimistic, or when you think they're going to fix it withstanding, like that, we don't know, right? But we can say the devs have acknowledged it's a problem and that their intent is to fix it. We just don't know when. So that could be tomorrow. That could be 2 years from now. That could be 10 years from now. Who knows, right? So the point is, it just is what it is. I will say, if they're going to fix coins at any point this year, there's 2 spots that they're very likely to do it at. Like more likely than they would be to do it any other time. I'm not saying they will fix coins there. I'm saying if they're gonna fix coins this year, it will likely occur at one of these 2 places. Avalon just stole my words. Basically gonna be anniversary or 30 million download campaign. Those are the 2 biggies. We know they're planning to one up the 20 million download campaign with the 30 million, and fixing coins would be an easy win for that. You just release another SSR ticket and fix the coins alongside it. Everyone screams for joy. So that would be an easy one. Anniversary, we've got Annie 9 this year. So you're literally looking at right on the crest of FGO's 10th anniversary. The pessimist is going to say everyone waits till the 10th anniversary, but it is what it is. They've got to do something. There's always something big at anniversary. So what that could be, it's anyone's guess. Maybe it's coin fix, maybe it's not. And the whole reason I'm saying this and why I sound skeptical is because they've already burnt us on this for going on 3 years now. So chat, I don't expect a coin fix. At least like I expect them to fix it. I don't expect it in the sense that like I expect it to be this year, right? Like I'll believe it when I see it at this point, because the devs have given me reason to doubt them. I checked the dates today and we had 3 download campaigns last year. Yeah. Could be this month or next. It's quite due. It's due-ish, right? I think that, honest to God, stuff like Ordeal Call probably helps. Like, because you have to actually have like new stuff going on in a game to attract new players to it. And I think that's just natural, right? Like it's why I've said like the content pacing on JP is so concerning, and that like they're doing a good job this year, but they've been doing a bad job over the last 2 years. So hopefully they keep up the pace. And if they do, I think it'll drive downloads. If they don't, I don't think it will. Like it's that simple. If you don't release content for your live service game, you can expect not to have new downloads. Abolish girls, thank you for the follow. And talking about bond seas and upgrading some for 3 years even before the coins. Not really. The bond seas question has been asked of them. They've never really given an answer. Not until the same interview in which they talked about coins. If they want Golden Week money, 30 million download campaign happens during Golden Week. Yeah, they kind of got to do something in that regard. I don't know what. Like I said, Trubs was very upset over the lack of announcements at Anime Japan, and I don't blame him. Anime Japan is normally where you get your collab announcement. There's clearly no collab this year because we already had it back in January. So I don't know what the hell they plan to do for Golden Week. And in that regard, if they do plan to do something for Golden Week, I don't know what they're going to do here in April, because it's going to be difficult for them to do something both here in April and in Golden Week in early May. I think it's just going to be something they can do, but they're going to have to like weave their campaigns how they want it to be. So who knows when they'll do anything? Yeah. We're probably going to get some sort of announcement Wednesday. I don't know if that'll be a new event or a new campaign. We'll see, right? Like, because you guys got to understand, the way it's been on JP at the current moment has been that you've actually had a long sequence of concurrently running campaigns and events. So they haven't really had too much of a break. This is really the first one they have. So basically, you guys can see you ended up having Waxing Moon. That went all the way to February 7th. Basically, they shoved Evocation Festival back in there. Okay, so it was February, not January. So it hasn't been as long as I thought. But basically, I won't be surprised to see the Evocation Festival slow down, was kind of the point that I was making there. You had Ordeal Call campaign where they just did some new Ordeal Call stuff there. And then, again, so like I said, it was till February 7th. You had Valentine pre-release then. You had Valentine's on February 14th. So you basically just had a week there, and they did jam it full of stuff. And then overlapping with Valentine's, they released Ordeal Call. So it's kind of crazy to me. Oh, no, sorry. Then they did Chaldea Boys. And then overlapping with Chaldea Boys was Ordeal Call. So, like, basically, it's been just nonstop in that regard. Yeah, so that went to March 6th. And this started March 6th. So you've literally had pretty much event to an event for like 3 months now in JP. They're doing good. That's abnormal. I can't stress that enough. It's the old normal. It's the way we expect things to be. So it's good. But it is abnormal for how they have been the past 2 years. Like, NA is at the point where JP really began to slow down. Like, a lot of that is 3-week events. A lot of that is stalling in between those events. But this was kind of like par for the course for 2 years. The pace is fine this year. Yeah. Like I said, I'll believe that they're going to keep it up when I see it, right? Let them prove me wrong. Let them prove that they're back and that they're able to like do it, because after 2 years now, I've learned to just suspect that this is just a temporary thing. They're doing a good job right now, but I won't be at all surprised to see, hey, now that the 2 weeks are up on this, they kind of just fall off the cliff again. Because again, let's see. So that should be, well, the 27th would have been the first week, and then see, this should be 31 days, so it should have been like what, the 4th? Yeah, so you're already over your 2 weeks. You're already over your 2 weeks right now, so they're already giving you extra time. But part of the reason for that, chat, maybe that right there. And in that regard, I don't know. I have no idea why they overlapped if they didn't need to, right? So it is what it is. Monte Cristo's banner lasts until the 17th. Yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised. You really think NA will like 3 dead months? We don't really have 3 dead months. That sort of thing is a misconception of like how the pacing works. But you do have multiple periods of like 2 dead weeks and stuff like that. So the game really just slows down. And usually those dead weeks are not truly dead. They're just like, maybe it's things you don't care about or want to take advantage of, or maybe it's just like campaigns that are like more of a banner than anything else. Hunting quests are dead. Listen, hunting quests are exciting at this point, assuming you get them. You don't get very many hunting quests on JP anymore. But anyways, talking about the Evocation Festival a little bit more here. Like I said, you basically get these units. It's really nice, especially for BB, because having free and easy access to that Moon Cancer is really good. Someone told me, and I'm not sure if this is true or not, but basically BB coming here into the shop did not refund any rare prisms for anyone. But I think that's because she already refunded rare prisms, if I remember correct. Altera didn't either. Yeah, well, there you go. So if Altera didn't, wouldn't expect BB to either at that point. But it is what it is. So at least at this point, we have them. I'd have to look to see who we don't have at this point. But like I said, I think we have something like 70% of all the welfares, and the ones that we don't have are mostly new. So there's very few that we are lacking now in the Evocation Festival shop. So I expect them to slow down. I expect them not to run Evocation Festival as often. And as a result, I think they'll do that for a couple reasons. One, because they have not as many to actually put in there. Two, to gate them some so that you can't just easily get access. It creates FOMO. And three, because they have mentioned a desire to have Evocation Festival be somewhat of a temporary stopgap. They have acknowledged the fact that you are not getting stories this way. And they've said that they would like to do that. They would like to give you the stories of the events, of the characters, but that you just don't get them with the Evocation Festival. But for right now, they're just focused on getting you the units rather than delaying everything until they can actually work on it. Which, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say chalk one up for the Doomers at that point. That definitely is a sign that, like, behind the scenes, they did not have the work capacity to be able to actually do main interludes. I don't know why. I don't really know if anyone does at this point, but clearly there were some manpower issues there. Now, that being said, that to me is expected at this point, and I think it's okay. And I've said this before, honest to God, at this point, like I think I'm sitting on something like 20,000 of the leaves. I'm somebody that has, I think, every welfare in the game now on JP. There's still some stuff I can buy from the Evocation Festival shop, but I'm going to keep accumulating leaves, not only through my daily logins, but also through events. So the leaves are a system that I feel like would be an easy way to fix coins down the line. They could just completely come back in and say, okay, now here's this other shop that you can also use Evocation Festival leaves with, and you can evoke coins out of it. You can basically use it to get coins for, like, you know, at probably a god-awful exchange rate, but like you can use it to get coins for a character that you care about, right? And so at that point, it would give you a sort of even measured and paced alternate acquisition. The fast and easy way would still be rolling more of a unit, but if you're in it for the long haul, you can in fact work towards it and buy it. And then if they did it in such a way, it would also be limited enough that you couldn't just get the coins on everybody. You couldn't have so much of it that you'd have it in spades. But basically, this gives the more veteran players something to work towards, something to do. And so I actually think that is probably how they're going to handle it in the future. Do you use code removers to get coins? Please no. But yeah, so it's like, at the end of the day, I won't be surprised to see them convert the system as it slows down into other things. Where, like, hey, yeah, Evocation Festival leaves are still here, but like, if you're a veteran player that has all the welfares, you don't really have a use for the leaves after you've gotten everything. So they have to kind of I guess, come up with something to use the currency for. We see them do this all the time with things like mana prisms, where they're just slowly over time adding more things to the mana prism shop. Why? Because there's people like me that just roll around with hundreds of thousands of mana prisms. Okay, so like they kind of realize that, like, yeah, people need something to use their superfluous amounts on. You're not going to be able to spend all the mana prisms down, but you know, it's something, I guess. Probably after everyone is integrated is when they'll change it. I don't think everyone will ever be integrated. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said, I expect them to slow the Evocation Festival releases down so that there's still FOMO on the welfares. So that if you miss the welfares event and you don't get the welfare, who knows how long it's going to take them to come back. It may be like 2 years before they show up again in the Evocation Festival. So I don't expect them to ever completely catch up because it's just smart of them not to. If they immediately catch up, then there's no penalty for ever missing an event. And we know the devs don't want to do that, so. Oh, one of them being about welfare. Okay, let me double check then. Double coins. So by double, you mean they had an event rerun that gave out their coins, and then also there were coins in the Evocation Festival. Year delay at minimum. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think it's probably going to be somewhere in that sweet range of like 1 to 2 years. And that'll be basically, they'll go like, okay, well, you missed it. You'll get it later, but you got to keep playing, right? Like, that's exactly what they're going to do. Evocation Festival. So these are all the ones that are in it. Event existed with coins. So these have not come back. Well, this actually doesn't tell me what I want to know. I just wanted to know what was in the Evocation Festival at this point, and what wasn't, because like to a degree, like I think DVR is in the festival, right? So DVR isn't? Wait, are you sure? I thought DVR was. Huh. Yeah, this is definitely one that a lot of people are waiting on because people want all the copies of it, and only with Evocation Festival is that possible. Okay, so all of these are not, is what you're saying, and really like everybody else down here, which these don't matter, kind of. Like, that doesn't matter because that is permanently in the FP gacha. These are weird because they're low stars, and to me, they should just put them in the FP gacha. Sorry, is what it is. Just do it. I don't care. Like you don't have to necessarily put Mary Anning in right away, but like Nobukatsu has already had a run, a rerun, and a reappearance in another version of another Guda Guda event. So Nobukatsu has already had 3 runs at this point. Unless you want to keep putting him in the background of every single Guda Guda, you need to like actually just put him in the FP. And that's fine if they want to handle it that way with him. But I'm kind of the same opinion with Bunyan and Mary Anning. These two are less so. Mary Anning is not going to get a whole bunch of segues unless they actually put her in the background of an event. And Bunyan, at this point, has all the Statesmen, which usually appears every anniversary. But to me, they don't necessarily need to keep running all the Statesmen every single year. So it is what it is. He's not an actual welfare. Yeah. So it is what it is, right? Yeah, and these These two get screwed. So I would really expect these two are probably the next they are probably going to be the next Evocation Festival. Just because. I think this is what is getting targeted the most as opposed to like this. Because I think they know with this, everybody already had the event with the coins. It's FOMO based and they're just going to go whatever. All the same in the rare prism shop. Yeah, that too. So it's like, still though, should all the statesmen cost a rare prism, chat? Let's be honest. It shouldn't. It should not be in the rare prism shop in that regard. Like, I understand, but it's just stupid. Like, it is free on JP, good. Board game apocalypse is hell. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants the rerun of that event. And I'm dead serious. The only reason people wanted a rerun of that event was for Marie Alter. That was it. That was the only reason anyone wanted a rerun. So I want a board game rerun. I liked it. Listen, I don't want to have to unmod you, Evelyn. I don't know. To me, they could easily do a rerun, but they needed to change the way the board worked. The board was just awful, and it's just like, I'm okay as long as they make some changes to it. But if they make no changes and rerun it as is, fuck that shit. For Galahad, yeah, there were some people that wanted it for Galahad too. Aren't all events in the Rare Prism shop free now? All events that are in the Rare Prism shop. I mean, almost all the events that are in the Rare Prism shop are main interludes. So, kind of? I don't remember if Dante's Tower event has become free. So, like, we'd have to double check, but, like, I don't know. It is free? Okay. Yeah, like, to a degree, I know they've been on that kick. I know they've been making them free, and to my knowledge, they're not free. They're free if you've completed certain rungs of the story, which isn't hard. Also, I know exactly what this is. Which one of you song requested it? The original Robin Hood. It's great. The fucking rooster. But yeah, so like, God, that just threw me off. No, I'm trying to remember. This is sick brain chat. But yeah, sorry. So like, I don't really keep track because of that. Like, I just kind of trusted that they would eventually make it all. If your guys are telling me that they have at this point, then I believe you, right? Because that has been kind of the shtick that they've been on. Skip this song now? No, rejected. This is a song from my childhood, chat. You'll listen to it and you'll like it. But again, yeah, so it is what it is. I expect this is what they're going to focus on more than anything. And then they're probably going to hit some of the older ones like DVR, maybe Santa Martha. And like that would round it out right there. Now, they might leave something like DVR or Santa Martha till their respective times of the year. I don't know. It is what it is. Like, for all I know, chat, they may go like, hey, let's take Santa Martha, let's take Santa Nemo, and then like do 2 more Santas, and then finally do another like Christmas Evocation Festival. So, it is what it is. Okay. And then we had Kagetora had a buff. Now, you guys can see BB shows as if she has a buff, but she already had one. Nobody else got a buff here. And in that regard, I don't blame them for, like... Oh, sorry, it's not even a buff. I think it's just the NP copy is what they're trying to show, which is a shit way of showing it. But basically, I do agree with people that say that like this would have been the time to buff Summer Ishtar. You're completely correct. This is the time to buff Summer Ishtar. Why didn't they? I don't fucking know. I have no idea, right? Like, this is exactly what I've talked about before, where the devs move in mysterious ways. They clearly have their own plans, not only for like content, but also for like units. They actually like have an idea of what a unit is supposed to do. And this is I know this to be correct, chat, because this is why I'm able to guess their buffs so many times. Because I usually sit there and look at what a unit needs to retain their identity. And I suspect that's what the devs are doing as well. But why they didn't do a buff, I don't know. I have no earthly clue at this point. Like, she easily could have used one. That being said, really happy that Kagetora got one. This is absolutely a huge one for her. I can argue that she could have used a different buff, but I'm not surprised that they didn't upgrade it. Basically, the buff that I would have seen them doing potentially would have been to their second skill, because she still has the NP gain on that one. But it is what it is. I'm happy with this upgrade instead, and I think this one is probably the better one as a result. So you get the 3 turns of arts performance. It's really nice in a unit that is designed to be a looper, but is designed to be a looper with 1 turn duration buffs. In the same way where we talk a lot about how like every unit of the game nowadays is getting charge, we have this almost equal and opposite effect of every unit in the game is getting 3 turn durations. So it is like a sad state of affairs. They're all having to become this way, but it is what the players want, and it is sort of the meta of the game. So naturally, to me, if you wanted to leave things at like 1 turn durations, you need to start instead focusing on lowering the cooldown of the skill. We have skills in the game that have 4 turn cooldowns, 3 turn cooldowns, hell, even 2 turn cooldowns. So like, I don't really understand. If you're going to have a 1 turn duration buff, it needs to have a much shorter cooldown so that you're actually able to utilize it more. It lasts less long, but you can use it more. So I think that would actually be a good idea if they don't want to make everything into a 3 turn buff. That being said, I'm perfectly okay with 3 turns. So the more the more they want to keep doing this, the better. Ooh. Let me blow my nose real quick, chat. Sorry about that. 100% for 1 turn or stronger. If it, I'd be fine with it being 1 turn. Yeah, and that's my only point. Is that the whole reason people desire 3 turn durations is because they last longer. They affect more of the battle. Having a 7 turn cooldown skill that works for 1 turn just sucks donkey nuts. Nobody wants to deal with that. So it's like, you either need to really jack up how strong it is or really lower that cooldown on the skill if you're not going to make it multi-turn duration. Because, you know, that's kind of in a weird way, that's basically how Artoria works. All of her buffs, other than her charisma, are 1 turn. Okay? And as a result, you have to pick and choose when you're going to use them. But they have such low cooldowns that you can actually get back to them with the Koyan Skya system. So, I think it's okay. OG 12 turn cooldown. Yeah, or Fion. Fion still has one of the worst skills that I have seen in the game ever in that regard. But again, so I think it's really nice. And the fact that they also gave her a charge effect here, I know it's not like a crazy amount of charge, but it is really good. So you can see basically they ended up taking the skill from 1 turn of arts of 30% critical star absorption to 3 turns of 30% with 20% charge. Awesome. I will take that any day of the week, especially for a unit like her that and I think this is something that a lot of people don't understand. Most of your single targets are not fluid loopers. They do not completely refund under their own power. Usually they are required to have a lot of charge support and or utilize their cards because they don't really want you looping against enemies that are not bosses for the most part if you're a single target. There have been some instances where that is the case, particularly with our 90++ content. And usually it utilizes a bit about like overkilling an early wave and then allowing either carding or again just complete like crazy amounts of force charge to kind of take it. At least he improved over the day one design philosophy of a mana burst on a 5-turn cooldown. No other effects. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like having more interesting skills, I think, is good for the game, as long as they don't get convoluted. Like, to me, right? And I'm gonna use this as an example. Chat. We're gonna go ahead and use my waifu here. Okay. So this Dragon Core is an interesting skill. It is still 1 turn cooldown on a 1 turn duration on a low cooldown, but it also changes all the command cards. Okay, that is an interesting skill. Oh, come on, don't. I did have it right. Fandom just couldn't find it because their searching was crap. Anyways, if Artoria's skill is interesting, skills basically that have crazy amount of effects, not so much. So like this is stupid. This is needlessly complex. I don't like this. Like, I have no problem with like basically her character, right? Like my entire point in all of this is like, why did you make this so damn conditional and wordy? Like more than anything. To me, this is not interesting. This is the opposite of interesting. This is like basically just really stupid and arbitrary, and nobody should have to know this off the top of their head, right? And then like, yeah, you start getting to the NP and you're like, what the fuck? So it's like the whole kit is like 5 lines or more, whereas like you get to something like Artoria and it's like this skill is more interesting than most of those skills with 3 lines or less. And you're like, I don't understand. So that's kind of my point in a lot of that, is that they don't necessarily have to give more lines, more abilities to make a skill interesting. It's also kind of pointless. It kind of is, yeah. Kind of makes me miss applies random effects, quite literally, yeah. To some degree, it's like you were better not knowing, but I mean, at least in that case, it's not like Imperial Privilege does that much different, right? But yeah, no. So I'm A-okay with the Kenshin buff. Let me see what Avalon sent me on the numbers here. Okay, so this was the charge layout. Yeah, now you can actually have her append. Doing it this way before would have been impossible. Okay, so it's a Castoria here, a full Castoria, a second Castoria with the append. Saves you 20%. And basically, she's got her own 20% charge. So you've basically got Castore's remaining 20, the Servant's 20, 20 from Oberon, who's probably shifting in right there, and 43% refund. So, yeah, that's actually about what I expect. Normally, with a lot of arts units, we see them in that like 30 to 40 range on refund for single target, and that's usually when I see that number, I'm like, okay, that's going to be pretty doable, right? So you can see this pretty much brute forces. The real problem you're going to have is making sure that you actually get enough overkill hits and stuff to do stuff like this. I don't know if Avalon did it with like 0 overkill hits here, or if he did it with even 1. But as long as you get 1, you'd be fine. Only 1 out of 8. Okay, then you should be good, right? Like, because in order to get even a single overkill hit, I've talked about this before, right? Your only requirement is to kill the enemy. Or even in the case of a boss, it would be to break the break bar. Either of those things will get you 1 overkill hit. The only way you're getting 0 is if you don't actually clear the bar or kill the enemy. So, as long as you get that, as long as you get to a wave 3, you're good. So. Fire Emblem here as well, Tex, yes. More haiku skills instead of college thesis skills? Pretty much. Like I said, I think there's the statement that more is less and less is more. In this case, I think it's definitely less is more. I think making skills easy to grasp, but like maybe difficult to master, right? Like situationally complex. I think situationally complex is different than like purposefully situational. So like, again, talking about something like Artoria's Dragon Core skill here, do you use this skill for more NP damage? Or do you use the skill just to change all the cards to Buster? That's a situational difference that is up to the player. It's their prerogative. It's not something that like you're mandated that you must do by the skill's effects, right? So I like stuff like that that gives you a choice and gives the player agency. Is overkill break bar plus some extra damage, or is it break bar plus extra hits? What do you mean? Like, are you asking? So overkill is literally you killing. Overgauge is you breaking the break bar. Now, here's the fun fact. I almost said fun fart. And I highly recommend everybody go watch my NP looping explained video. If you do that, you will immediately just like be a smarter player, okay? Because in that video, I talk about this, like the way overkill works in the game. And the thing you guys need to understand about overkill is that the very first hit. So let me take Khadroth here, right? So Khadroth has an 8-hit NP. Okay? The hit that kills will always generate overkill. What's overkill? Overkill increases the like NP gen, the star gen, yada yada by 50%. So you just want it naturally because it's more NP generation, it's more star generation, whatever, right? The hit that kills or breaks the bar will always give overkill. The reason that's weird, it will not display overkill. So there is your immediate, like, what the fuck moment in FGO. You know how on the side, when you do an NP, right? Okay, we're going to turn that way the hell down. That doesn't blow me out. Okay. It's not going to show it here because I guess she didn't deal overkill. But basically, like, normally it should say it, like, up over here, chat, right? Like, as you're hitting the enemy, it'll be like, overkill, right? Like, the hit that kills does not display the word overkill, but it still generates overkill. I don't know if that's a bug, but that is how it has always been in FGO. So that is a thing, right? Like just FYI. The hit that does the kill will always generate it. And it's really interesting because you can get things like, again, something like a card where there's 4 hits in it. Maybe the first hit does not, of the attack, does not in fact kill, so you don't get overkill. But the hit that does kill will generate overkill and all subsequent hits after it. Okay? Are you certain? Yes, I'm quite certain. Also, ow, my head. Can I see us getting 30 million download campaign in 1 week? Maybe. It really just depends on what they want to do. It could be literally right around the corner. Do I recommend rolling for Charlie at all? If you need him, yeah, he's a really good unit. Like, the thing about this is you need to ask yourself, do you need a like AoE looping saber? And if you do you already have someone in that niche? Okay. That someone might be an arts looper. Someone might be another quick looper like Okitan. If you have Okitan Saber, you don't need Charlie. And if you have Charlie, you don't need Okitan Saber. They are not the exact same unit, but they're close enough that I'm going to tell you don't need it, right? Like, at that point, it's better bang for your buck. JP got no survey this year, right? Yes, I don't believe they did. Does it matter if the effect is wordy and how it works on the back end if its practical effect is simple to understand? What do you define as the practical effect? And I'll give you an example of this again. This one's easy, right? So, any number of things, right, that we could look at on this. So, like, which is the practical effect here? And the reason that I ask this is because some people will use it for the invincibility. Some people will use it for the NP gen. Some people will use it just to make sure they get the healing received increase before they pop off the NP. So, like, it really depends, right? And I could do this again with yet another version of Kiara. Right here with the first skill. What's the practical effect here? Most people would tell you it's the nourishment buff that you get, but there's also the cleanse and the guts and the increasing of her own NP damage. So, to a degree, you set it and forget it, right? But like, yeah, it's why like it's important to be able to dumb things down to like brass tacks, if you will. Like, hey, here's like the important thing to know about this skill, right? But yeah, it gets difficult when certain skills get like so many different effects, you forget the effects they even have. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I remember that this skill has the debuff cleanse on it. I remember that it has the guts, and I remember that it has the nourishment. I actually didn't remember that this skill has NP damage on it. Because I use her all the time in challenge content for stuff like that. So like, a lot of the time you're using her like a Tamamo comp or something, and you're just trying to get this stuff off as fast as possible. You're just like going like, oh man, I need this, right? In the same degree, her third skill also has the evasion on it, and a lot of people like don't even consider this, but yeah, this can actually be something that's really nice that helps her keep like the Castoria and the party alive. So, but yeah, it's really interesting in that regard. In a specific way because of coding. Yeah, I don't dispute that, right? It's just like I wonder why they designed it in that way in the first place in some cases. It's all offensive buffs and one skill for 3 turns. Are you sure? Is that all it is, Avalon? If I go look at Bakin right now, will it just be a tricolor buff? I needed that laugh. Thank you. Yeah. Honestly, I can tell you where I really noticed a lot of like wording bloat. Like we had units like Kiara for years and stuff, but like where I really noticed it the first time was with Summer BB's second skill, where like the laundry list of things it does just kept going, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I remember that getting data mined, and I remember we looked at it, we're like, that's gotta be wrong. Like the data mine for this just can't be correct, and it was correct. So we were just like, God damn, I can't believe they put that all on one skill. It does almost everything. Yeah, pretty much, right? Quick arts and buster, critical damage, NP damage, recovers their HP, grants them evasion, and grants them debuff immunity. It is, in fact, the 8 benevolences and righteousnesses. So, at least in that regard, chat, at least it is true to form. It is an 8 effect skill. So, Gary did it again with her summer form in summer 5. Yeah. Also targetable. Jeebus. Yep. Well, I mean, that is also why if you look, like, everything's just 20%, right? It's not like, these aren't like 50% steroids, right? That would be a little strong. But we can go over Baki at some later point. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to talk about Kagetori's buff. Again, I'm sorry I was sick, guys. I'm sorry I did not get to go over it with you last week when it came out. It's an interesting one. It definitely helps her be more of a looper. In that regard, I'm looking forward to it because I actually have a grailed one on JP. So I use my Kagetora pretty regularly. So at that point, like, I'm happy to see her get some attention because I've always felt like with the 1 turn duration on her skill here that it was just pretty awful for her in that regard, and she still only has the 1 turn of NP generation, which, like I said, I actually thought this would be the skill that they would buff. I figured they would just come back in, swoop back in, and go like, here's a 3 turns NP generation buff. Who knows? They might still do that in the end, but I doubt it. Is your main screen frozen? Shows all the Kiara stuff? No, it's absolutely not frozen. I don't know why you would say that. So then you didn't get to see me looking at Bakian's skill. Because, like, yeah, just so chat can see why I was laughing. Yeah, it's just an offensive skill, chat. I thought you were big brain. No, I mean, I knew. That's why I went to it. Because when you said that, I was like, no, it's not. It's got way more than that. It's one of those things, right? And I can't stress this to you guys enough. We're going on what, like 400 different units in the game at this point. It's very difficult for me to keep all the units in my head at any given moment, but even just from my days of doing account review and stuff like that, like, I eat, sleep, and drink this game to the point that usually I can recall stuff off the top of my head. I might not get the percentages right, I might not get the exact effects right, but I have a pretty decent understanding of things, and usually if I've forgotten something, it is more of a situational forgettiveness, right? Like, it's like, oh yeah, I wasn't thinking about that unit right now. Not that, like, I didn't know what that unit did. It just was out of sight, out of mind at that moment. It was not loaded up. I needed to download more memory. Ignore the evade behind the curtain. Yes, exactly. Avalon, you see what it was? Chat, is Avalon actually hacked the stream so that he wouldn't be wrong. He made my capture card die. But yeah, okay, so chat, with that, we're gonna go do Ordeal Call 2, because I still have to get it done, and I'm amazed that JP hasn't given us something, so just forewarning for anyone that's wanting to avoid spoilers. And that being said, I do a spoiler-free run where I don't read any of the story, so you guys don't see it. I skip all cutscenes. You still get to see the fights, but that's it. So spoiled, I know. Especially the new ones, they have a lot of effects. Yes, they do. JP has been very wordy. Like I said, I just showing off Kate Ku Sir Priestess is already one. I thought about replacing it with an SSD. I don't think I trust Musk's brain chip, so I'll be okay. Ordeal Call 2 isn't half cost AP yet. What are they even doing? No, it's not half cost AP yet. K. Bakin sounds like a certain actor. Yeah, Kevin Bacon. It's supposed to be Bakin, but if you want to call her Bacon, I don't blame you. She is very tasty. Ordeal Call is barely even 2 weeks old. Listen, I'm happy it's 2 weeks old. I like I said though, I still think it's stupid that they pulled it out in the middle of the actual like event. That's probably why you're getting a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra dead time. In that regard, I don't really know why they did them though. They to me would have been better to do it. Now chat, I can't read Japanese symbols, so I have no idea what chapter I'm on in case anyone's curious, but we will continue. Bring Avengers? Oh yeah, I figured. What was I fighting? We already dealt with Shimata. What was it? We already dealt with Burrito Mart. And then it was I don't remember who it was. We had to fight it with Tyra though. Yeah, we beat Tyra last, I think. Did we actually like fully beat Tyra, chat? This is someone else. I'm just more worried because based off the amount of enemies, I should go with an AoE. But let me see if CZ still has his goth mommy up. It's Nito Alter now? Oh, excellent. Deontay's got one with a K-scope. But I'd probably prefer not a K-scope. Down the list we go. Where's my eyes? I don't know. Feel free to lurk, though. Man, already the Marie altars have been taken down. Feels bad. 6 degrees of Kyokote Bakin. Yes. Yes, there will be. One day. Yantes again. Oh. Oh my. Somebody's got a beefy Dante's. Fuck it, let's do Dante's. Someone likes the count. I will say I'm not as big of a fan of this version's design though. That is the sad part to me. I think it's that one. Is it? No, that's Moon Cancer. Is that Avenger? Yeah. That's ruler. Ruler skadooter. Custa. Ah, yes, my level 14 Scotty. Uh Yeah, I'll probably go with a Merlord on the back line. Just in case. Just for extra gusto. We'll give her a K-scope. And that's probably good. Doom, 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 doom. I forgot you have Summer Kuro. I do. Again, it's funny because everybody wanted to know about the new Kuro system when she came out, and I gotta be honest, Chad, I just don't really see people using her that often. It's not that she's bad, it's that most of the time you don't have to go to that length. It's very similar to how I would describe like Qingong, right? Where obviously people use Qingong, but the problem with using Qingong is just the sheer amount of buttons and like kind of swapping that has to go into it. Like you actually have to apply your brain power to come up with the comp. Kuro changed the meta revolutionary. Yeah. Oh. Oh. I really wanted AoE. No. Okay. I'll go ahead and turn the music on. Rip wrong Dantes? No, it's the right Dantes, just the wrong Dantes for this node. Oh, I gotta remember how the swapping works on this. I believe it goes laterally, or sorry, horizontally and then vertically. I could use my my summer skadoodle. Hey Cad, wave 2 is also 6 enemies. I figured. Well, it's a good thing he stunned it. Yeah, his design just seems like way too extravagant. Like, this is one of the few designs where it's like, I don't dislike it, but I just feel like it's too much. Do 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 do. The face and hair? Oh no, I'm not even talking about the face and hair. I'm talking about like all the other shit that's going on. What the heck? Why is there another one down there now? Did I miss that? Was there always another one down there? Oh, that's so weird. The YouTube preview is so far behind. Sorry, I saw like... I think I saw Castoria's NP go off and I was like, wow, I haven't touched that in like forever. Yep, we're just gonna go ahead and keep NPing. Hold on, Castoria's NP. Yeah, because if you remember, I had to like 5-turn that one node. Chateau Diff. Teddy's saying you got a house diff. I feel like this Dantes failed to find his path beyond love and hate. Perhaps. I see you there, Mr. Ghosty Man. And I raise you more Dantes. With no buffs this time. And at least he's gonna stun him. Again, his refund's quite nice. At least with the cards, right? Well, I say that. No Scotty buffs do make a man poor. Yada yada. Gonna go ahead and pop it. Card the rest of these out. Basically be ready to do a whole nother buff package for the final wave. Could see the game hating his animations. I don't think it does. Probably my phone more than anything, chat. You son of a bitch. Please tell me that's a times. Okay, it is. Actually should have done the mighty chain. Would have gotten more NP generated out of it. But it doesn't matter because ghosts hate him. Give me the mighty. For 1 star. Because I did it backwards. Oh, hi there, multiple break bar Nito altar. What is that you put on? Oh. I don't like that. Whatever that is. In a weird way, something tells me I might be happy that I took Dante's, chat. Maybe. Okay. There's a bar. Oh. Says it insta kills the count. I knew it. See, chat, it was a perfectly fine 3-turn. That's what happens when you go in blind. Don't go in blind, chat. Well, there's no Avenger here. Yeah, why you got all these weird things equipped to your Scotties? Perfect. Perfect comp. Nobody expects the triple Scotty Inquisition. Oops, it's all Skadoodle. Yep. Man, some of these cutscenes are taking forever to load. That's where I think my phone is just really fighting it. It does not want to load these things. Oh, that was close. No, I actually should have done double Summer Scotty, but whatever. Very heavy in new assets. I mean, good, honestly. They kind of need to at this point. Like I've said, like, one of my big concerns is, okay, they need to start, like, setting up for a part 3, right? So it's like, if that's actually going to be a thing, they need to start, like, putting in new sprites, doing new work, adding new like, storylines and stuff like that. And as you guys can see, Summer Scotty actually refunds quite well, but obviously it's 6 enemies. Okay, let's see how she does. 6 casters? Yep. But that was a full refund, right? So if it were only 3 casters, you could have cut it in half and she would have been more than 50% at least. Okay, do you recommend an NP2 Summer Scotty? It wouldn't be a bad one if you wanted to use her offensively, like I'm using her right now. But you don't have to. But it's just one of those deals where it's like, yes, her NP actually does damage, so. And you can see if I had an NP2, that probably would have killed. I mean, come on. Let's fight the urge to do it the NA way, and let's do it the JP way. Let's remember that we actually have mighty chains and what they do. I kind of want a 120er. Go for it. Nothing wrong with it. Summer Skadoodle be hot. In case of doubt, apply more Scotty. Yes, that always helps. Apply Scotty directly to the forehead. And it gets mighty chains to Sandy, right? Yes. Yes, we will finally have it. What? Gonna keep running it so I don't have to change the comp so I can use Dantes against it later again. 120 a Skadoodle, yes. Actually, you know, I don't know if he has MP5, but I actually do have somebody that 120s all his versions of Shisho. Cassisser, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Or Cassisser. Waiting for the Beast OC and Pretender. I don't. Well, you won't get a Beast one. Nasu already said you're not going to get a Beast one. He said there's certain classes that Ordeal Call is not going to touch on because they're either so unique or like odd, right? Like, so for instance, you're not going to get a Shielder one because Mash is the only Shielder, and well, you could argue that all of like FGO is about Mash, right? You're not going to get a Moon Cancer one because it's just basically BB's class. But yeah, I don't think you'll get Beast because right now there's only Beast Umu. Yeah, we'll do it like that.
遥か遠けき思い立ち今なお残る神々の愛よさあここよゲートオブ
Fielder OC, we get 6 new variants of Mashu. And they're all yandere. I always like how he's basically just like face palming you over and over and over again. Man, I could not get a chain with her, but I can get a mighty chain at least out of this. All yandere, is that supposed to be a downgrade? No. No, just the original version of MASH is, as far as we know, like a prototype character that was designed for Fate Stay Night that got scrapped. Like Shielder was supposed to be in Fate Stay Night and was a more yandere type character. And to a degree, MASH still shows some signs of that. She's very overprotective of Master. I don't have buffs. Now I get a bunch of Scotty cards. Probably card here, NP the next turn. Oh no, not Stargen down. Whatever shall I do? Okay, I swear I'm gonna get like all of her cards in turn 6 here. It has been so long since I've seen a Summer Scotty card for myself. It's just oof. Would you compare MASH to how Sakura is for Shiro? Very close, yeah. I don't think they're like the exact same though. Like I think they are comparable. Gotta read Tsukihime to find out. Yes. Actually, no, that's not technically correct, Rash. You have to watch the Tsukihime anime. No. What anime? There is no anime in Ba Sing Se. You again. Thank you for the follow. Still not getting the cards on the turn that she actually MPs. Feels weird, man. But a system that lets you choose your starting hand for a node break certain servants? Yes. Easy example of the Super Ryan. And especially when you consider Azure, it would technically break every servant in the game because you could just Summer BB card lock turn 1. Yeah, like that's... It would just be broken beyond all recognition if something like that happened. What is with this resistance, though? Holy crap. Okay, so I basically just did all of that, and we're now going to bring Oberon in. Oh, I should have gone ahead and used the NP. Shit. I'll be fine. I just lose a turn of buffs.
ささやか
Six Sphinx. Reminds me of the Camelot one. I'm sure chat remembers that one. Okay, we're gonna go for it.
特別だぞ
So because I don't have a proper mighty chain?
確かこう
Well, that worked. This will kill
か
now.
我が愛しき命たち我が麗しき
Camelot 1 is hard because underdeveloped account. Nonsense, Poopy Path.
ゲートオブエギル
Just defeated anyway. I still remember because you're like, oh my god, I just finally get through this like 500k coup in like freaking America, and then you're like, all right, time to start Camelot. I've been waiting for this, and it's like 300k Sphinx right off the bat, and you're like, fuck. Like, man, I guess it's really going after me here. All enemies have 45% damage resistance against non-Avengers. That's annoying. Wait, was that one also included? I thought it was only the Avengers had 45% resistance. Everyone? Fuck me. I mean, it's not everyone. Like, the fodder enemies don't, but... God damn. Oh boy. That looks like a lot of AP. Hilariously, it's probably got like 3 nodes in it. Well, fine then. If that's how it's gonna be, chat, then that's how it's gonna be. Behold, Edmond Dantes. The original. We back to OG quick looping. Yep. I know what I'm gonna say right after I see this. Yeah, I just prefer his design. I'm sorry. His design is better than the new one. Such good. Biss, thank you for the 43. How you doing? Dante's does more damage than Melisande? I assume you're talking about the new one, and I assume you're comparing single targets? Because otherwise, like, I don't really look at Melisande's single target numbers too much. It's more the AoE numbers that matter for her. Just because she's... In most cases, you pretty much run her as AoE because she does more damage that way. And you can kind of brute force it. Right. No, old one? He does more damage in every wave? That's not true. Like, there may be a scenario where that is true, but at face value, I'm not so sure about that. For this chapter, yeah. Like, just that statement on its own, I'm not so sure about. But maybe for this, sure. I believe that. What? What happens when I don't touch my mouse? There we go. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna keep running this, like, at this point until the like battles actually give me another Avenger. I don't really have a reason to switch. Yeah, I mean, Xeon, if you're talking about this specific singularity, then sure, I would believe that. If you're talking about in general, no, I don't believe that at all. Because basically Melisande gets stronger as she loops too. And is Buster. Hey, if you're talking neutral to neutral, maybe? Still no, though? Well, this one's going to be an easy one. I want to see that Buster crit. Yeah. Oops. Oh, wait, that wasn't Battle 2. Shit. I was not paying attention there. So we have another Sphinx here, and I just blew my load. I still remember people arguing with me about, like, basically, like, oh, Dante's can't loop it in P1. And I'm like, yeah. Those were good old days back when people didn't understand looping in the slightest. I'm talking neutral. Melo does 440k on third wave. Dante's 450k. He does more damage in every wave on neutral, of course. Does he? Wait. Dante's have a damage stacking overcharge? Not unless you're facing the same enemies. So he doesn't do more damage each wave. Yeah, he's had his NP interlude, but he's had that for a long time at this point. When did this happen? Dante's has had his NP interlude chat since, like, literally Scotty came out. It was a huge thing for him to have it. Yeah, the 30% battery just made him more loopable, which was honestly nice because, like, it is, to me, one of the biggest issues that Quick has is dealing with, like, less than 3 enemy waves. So, like, giving a decent refund or something like that is always good. Well, we may as well pop apples at this point, chat. Pop some of my blooples. Oh, finally an Avenger. And it's probably Nito again. In fact, I'd almost wager it has to be. Now we'll finally go back to arts. Just because I do not like having to to go the distance with Quick. Quick's really good in its card performance, but don't want to have to rely on those cards if I don't have to. Do we go Nito on Nito? I feel like that's asking for it. I think we go Miss Charmlock. Use the Ranmaru? No. I don't really want that there. Give me that. And then give me... Wait, what? Oh, because I got Fragment on her. Oh no, it's all good. If that's the case, I did not realize how close they were. But it's also not that surprising. Dantes and really most Avengers in general are always good in damage. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That'll work. Has always been a thing compared to Buster. Yeah, I figured she would beat him in the end just due to the Oberon synergy because well obviously he gets the benefit of the you know NP damage up on the third skill. He doesn't get the Buster up. And I figured that alone would be enough to edge her, but go ahead and use it and rotate. Basically giving kids weapons and holding them, or and telling them, go my children, hold down neutral. Yeah. Okay, at least we'll still have the two enemies. Invincible! Shimata. We may as well loop against it and keep utilizing it. I could be pressing her third skill and stacking the extra damage, but I've hit Invuln is. But that's gonna get rid of most of the stacks right there. And she full refunded out of it, so I'll take it. I'm more wondering what that conditional debuff is, or time debuff rather. Okay, so she just got the one. But this is also the turn in which I lose my buff. So we're gonna go ahead and hit that charm. Gonna do it like that. Maybe Castoria gets to a second rank of it. Sin, I believe. Sin, I absolutely believe. Like, to a degree, everybody uses Melisande partially because she's popular. She's not the strongest, but she is exceedingly strong. Yeah, Sin's gonna either need cards or basically some sort of help. Also, we didn't finish her off there. I do find it interesting that whatever the reason that we have basically Nito Alter having sort of double story involvement here. Again, I don't really want to know, but like it's interesting to me that she's involved with LB7 and then immediately gets involved again in Ordeal Call 2. Shiny Hassan, huh? No, I smell a rat. Here, chat, I'll throw you a bone. Most Avengers are here, yeah. Wonder what numbers will 122k Arash do with Summer Kuro system? I mean, be my guest. Feel free to go look it up. I don't care to look. There are a lot of quick Omni farmers outside of Sen. It feels like they're far and few in between. It really depends on what you consider an Omni farmer, right? Like you could consider someone like Dantes, something like that. But at that point, you're dealing with neutral looping. And it's not that you can't do good damage. It's that usually that level of damage probably isn't going to be enough for something like 90++. Fishtar isn't here? Well, let's be fair, chat. We can't let the Ren fans have everything. This is one time, 3 turns, right? Yeah. Go ahead and use it. For starving cat. What do you mean? You just got Rider Ishtar in the Evocation Festival. Like I said, I don't understand why they do what they do with Ishtar. Like, or Rin really in general. She's clearly insanely popular, right? As any of the main 3 heroines of the series are. I just don't understand why they just suddenly like turned the faucet off. It's like Nasu just decided enough's enough. Read coins? Oh, true. Yeah, her buff. I mean, you know, you joke, right, Avalon, but that actually probably does help her loopability. The hard part would be utilizing it effectively. Let's start popping Blapples here because I have no idea. Ishtar was the final frontier for In-Faces. I mean, I still say this. They did like way too much with Space Ishtar. Like, both lore-wise and like character design wise, like her actual kit. When Space Ishtar came out, she was just too strong, right? And then, you know, lore wise, like they made her just this like omnipotent being, and it's like, okay, you could do that, but now where do you go from there? Have fun, right? Oh, chat, my favorite question mark nodes. I love / hate question mark nodes. What the hell is this? Well, I can insinuate things from that. However, I'm going to insinuate that NP1 instead. I do think they really got to stop. Oh, what did I hit? They really got to stop with this, like, hey, you have to totally set up the comp from scratch. It's one of the most annoying things that they do. Because it's just so much easier for me to rely on something I've already done before. Where's my fragment? There it is. Let's put some more Avengers on the back. That'll do. Oh, you know what? Let's put our other Avenger back here, chat. Oh no, never mind. I can't. He's too expensive. He's too expensive, chat. To be fair, it's from Servantverse. Anything goes there. Yeah, but I mean, they basically made her the god of the Servantverse, right? So it's like they actually made her the Servantverse. Like, she is the galaxy itself. So it's like, again, I don't know what you do from there, right? Wait a minute. Chat, it's just a Yu-Gi-Oh battle. That's all it is. Use your trap cards? No, I'm gonna purposely get trapped. But then I'm gonna win anyways because screw the rules, I have money. We're getting a Rin Ordeal Call? I mean, you might. That might actually be a thing. You basically had a soccer one. Well, shit's that. Why do I see? Oh, God. No! Well, I see. The real question is, do I kill the Sphinx or do I kill her? And I feel like killing the Sphinx is what makes her go away. But I'm just not sure. Only I had stars to soak. Go for her. Ah, yes, that glorious sweet overkill. 30%? I can work with that, I think. Well, assuming something hits her. Or not. 6 possible attacks, none hit Jolter. Classic, very much so. Gonna take that instead of the Jolter quick. Like the Tesla CQ hard countering Cat again. Well, listen, it's very easy to hard counter me when the note is a question mark and doesn't tell me what I'm up against, right? Also, when I can't read Japanese. And her back tattoo? Yeah, you like that? You like the tramp stamp? Time to wail on the Sphinx, I guess? What do you mean? This is all the one-woman Jolter show. Okay, good damage. Oh, thank you. No, hit Jolter more, damn it. Thank you. It's like you have one job. Actually gonna use that on her just because she kinda do be needing it. Even though it would have been better on Jolter. Just waiting on her to like death proc me to all hell and back. Yeah, she had an animation update. The first one in 2 years. Okay. I have no idea what the fuck the gimmick here is. And before triple death proc chat. I do really like Needle Altars in P though. Well. You've activated my Castoria card. You see, this is the part where I bring back my Castoria. And then I proceed to buff her arts cards so that she can refund back again. Have I used that? No, let's use it.
了解了解剣は憎悪竜は復讐炎は王法差し貫くは何もかもラグロンドメントデュヘイン
I did like no damage.
汝炎の枠隙をつかれましたあるまじき失態です
What the fuck is that?
いい子
10-turn timer. So I need to go single targets, huh? Yeah, if that's the case, this one actually seems like it might be a good one for Dantes then. Well, there's no way in hell I'm soloing in that with Castoria, so let's just go ahead and end that. Maybe it was good for me here. Really no death rate, by the way. True, and you would have a moon cancer, but the issue is the gimmick, right? All right, let's see if that NP5 Dante still exists. Oh no, I have to take Nito. So, oh, that's actually like especially bad then, because the fact that you have to take Nito means they 100% baited you. Like, oh, hey, use Nito, use her NP. Oh shit, you kill yourself faster, get fucked. Like, I actually like hate that. And I'll say it again, I've always had a problem with this game, with it forcibly using bad units for a fight. Find that means you can rotate Nito out? I mean, kind of. And the problem with that, though, is that, like, you're also triggering the cooldown faster. I don't know about that. Let me see if that caveman comes back. I will know him by the fluorescent colors. What up, Yakamo? If FGO didn't have gimmick fights, it would just be bring your strongest DPS to win every time. Oh, I get that. Like, I'm not saying that the game shouldn't have gimmick fights, right? It's just it's difficult to do anything about it when I'm on JP. Not without looking at a guide. Come on, caveman. Nope. Wrong fluorescent. Right colors, wrong one, though. My finger twitched by habit. Karen is no caveman. Karen is cave baby. But I really want to see the NP5 one work. Yeah, we could Ushi goes in it. The problem is it's AoE. That would I feel like this would actually be a really fun one, but yeah, that AoE mechanic's just annoying. Is MP1 Draco good or is MP2 a must? Asking because I have rank E luck. MP1's gonna do a lot for you. She is a unit though that, like, if you want to be doing all the like 90++ nodes and stuff, I do recommend NP2. I have her at NP1. She works, but there are quite a few times that I've run into where my NP1 is not good enough, and someone just by nature of having an NP2 is capable of doing something. So it just is what it is. You don't have to get her. You don't have to get her to a high level. So it's just like on you to determine how often you want to use her. Draco's best for girlfriends. She doesn't really have a whole lot of survivability, but yeah, like definitely could take her in. She'll be effective. Although, if said Grail front has extra classes, you're kind of fucked. But that really hasn't been a thing yet. Oh my god, this is the problem with JP, is like getting one person to show up is kind of annoying. Prey doesn't have extras, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I run like Buntoria a lot in there for the exact same reason. Like, she's neutral. I throw something like Honey Lake on her, so nothing is stopping her, and she usually just crit cards everyone to death, like easily. And in the occasional instance where you're facing multiple, then I finally NP. And the amount of times I've done that, I can tell you it's like, yeah, I have not really encountered extra classes very often doing it. Oh, come on. Check all slot 2 CAD. I can in a minute. I just would like to use the Dantes again just so that chat gets another look at him. It's not like I can't throw in my own single targets. Including Jalter at this point, who herself can probably be forced to 3-turn this. Yeah, no Cave Kings. This is hurting my eyes. Because I'm actually having to focus. All those mashes, it happens. How much do you think NA will complain until they get it early? Constantly. And you know what? I don't normally encourage people to complain just for complaint's sake, but I actively encourage everybody to complain about coins. Like, even right now, right? Like, just because to me, it's the one way in which I believe that the devs have actually truly been scummy. FGO usually is pretty upfront with its gacha rates, and you've kind of known what to expect. And the devs usually don't do anything scummy besides that. And this has been kind of the one instance that I can point to where I go like, oh, they know what they're doing. Like 100%. And they've always known what the fix was. And I think coins is also an easy subject to like be constructive with. Come up with solutions as to how to fix the coins and like how they could go about it and what they could do, right? Like, I think that's actually a good thing. Give them feedback, basically. You're too deep into searching to stop now. I mean, it's got to show up eventually, right, chat? I wasn't even aware that I had someone with an NP5 on my friends list. It looks like it was a random Japanese whale. Unless one of you knows the moon runes. Could someone have put it in all? I mean, it wasn't when I found it the first time. But I can check there again. Nope. With Avalon sounds like a rando? No, it wasn't. I specifically double checked because I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I can't believe this is actually someone on my friends list. Somebody was a hardcore Dante simp. The thing is, chat, you gotta understand, there's like 120 plus people on a friends list on JP now. Like, it's very easy to not get people to show up, especially if they have not logged in recently. And JP, I do not patrol that as much, if at all, right? Years later, we still don't have an MP5 120 mash. Well, again, that's coins, right? Keep my friend count low because of that issue. Hilariously, the game will still mess with you even if you do that. You'll start to just draw more randoms instead as the game thinks that you should add more friends. So it'll still have times where your friends don't show up. I've actually had that happen and it's hilarious. And frustrating, right? He just did 110 roll and got 5 of them. Listen, then kudos. Kudos for taking him to 100, 10, 10, 10. Port Roulette is the best minigame. Yeah. I mean, if one of you has King of the Cavern, feel free to throw him up. But it do be looking like we're going to be trying something else. I do, but he's only NP1. That's fine. I'd take it. You should just have a selection list, show all your friends. They won't do that because they want people to still use randoms. I end up pooling all my support on 3 out of the 50 people who do show up for me. Oh, I know. And the whole issue for that, though, White Flags, they don't want you to do that. So, like, you can do it, but you're going against the grain to have to do it, right? Like, they're just not going to make that easy on you. So it's like the issue at play there is like, oh, what happens when none of your 3 friends show up? Nothing you can do. I forgot the Morgan Wu banner was only 1 week. Yeah. Yeah, at some point this week, chat. Well, actually, hold on. Still have 10 days left in the event, right? Because I do need to do the recordings for like the upcoming event and stuff, but like the problem that I have is this week, right? Like, so I hate this. I hate being unsure of like when I'm gonna stream, how I'm gonna feel when I stream, that sort of stuff. Like tonight, you guys can't tell, but I have like a pounding headache right now. So it's like, I don't want to try and like push myself to do a recording. Plus me just sounding congested. I will never roll on best waifu, sadly. Wait, what do you mean? Man, this is just never ending. Oh, it certainly improves the odds if you get rid of people. It's just stupid. And to be honest, I'm not gonna like denigrate time attackers or anything like that, but I don't really get them for the most part because it usually results in them having very weird takes on the game, right? Like, because of how they go about playing the game, which is not in an intended way, they functionally have very weird like assertions for how the game should play. And I'm like, okay. It only affects you and other time attackers, does not affect anything like, you know, for your average player. They live in their own ecosystem, yeah. And like, I guess the reason that I say that is I think a lot of people don't understand a lot of the times when like people complain about things, they don't usually think about like why certain people are complaining, right? So it's like if you see a time attacker complaining about something, they usually have very different motivations from somebody that's like a massive farmer, from somebody that just likes to do challenge content, from somebody that is a like, you know, I don't know, like a low star type player, right? Like every one of those types of players is going to have their own different motivations. And usually what I side with is the farming type, just because that is the majority of the content in the game, and it's usually what the most people do. Ver got me. MP5 King on his list. Yeah, I saw it. I don't know what happened to it. Reminds me of childhood memories. Oh, that's Cagliostro. Yes, it is. God damn it. And here I thought someone had finally been nice and put it up for me. Wrong vampire, yeah. There we go. Deontay got me with at least a damage C on, so we'll take that. Thank you, Deontay. And I would still like to take Jolter if possible. But the problem I'm gonna have that I probably would like to take someone like Oberon. There we go. That'll work. I needed 50% charge so that if Jolter comes in, she does her job. And then how I probably need this one to go. Like that. He accomplished his pretender mission. Yes. The follower system works for Ordeal Call too, so I'll probably look for Avengers that way. Follower system works for Ordeal Call too. Yeah, should. The only issue is really that like you technically don't need it because you can use even randoms, right? But it'd be what it'd be. I don't think you'll have a hard time with it. There should be plenty of people that have Avengers up right now. You can go for the Mighty Chain with the 100% crit, or we can go for a quick card. Too good to pass up. Ideally, I just go double quick cards there. That kind of sucks that I got all his cards on turn 1. But at least she'll die and that'll reset the seed. And they still bans the friendless meta, yeah. The Saberface will end on LV7. No, I mean, I'll still probably continue. Like, the issue at play is obviously there is a certain mechanic in 7 that will be very anti-Saberface, so I'll have to come up with a special rule for it. There's nothing I can do about that, right? I think in the interest of keeping the runs going because they're fun, I'll find a way. Oh, good. Thank you, Mr. Sphinx. You idiot. Oh, shit. I actually should have done that the other way around, but whatever. You might be able to squeeze it out with solo runs. It would be very difficult to do. Like, yeah, maybe, right? But it'd be rough. Yeah, I would probably need somebody to actually do the legwork on me to see how possible that is. Just because I don't think I would necessarily be able to. Ooh, hold on, chat. So, just in the interests of clearing that, I'm actually going to pop the Mystic Code there because I'd rather clear the bar. This is the problem with Quick, is outside of its 3-turn window, it's oof. It is very oof on its performance. So if I can, I want to see if I can 3-turn her with it. Just in the fight with the Saberface? I mean, that might be an option. I think, like, at minimum, it would be a requirement that you must take a Saberface to every single attempt, right? Sorry about that, chat. I do think I like his first form better with the top hat. There we go, Bar Broker. Now, hopefully the fight ends when I kill her. That would be very annoying if it kept going in spite of that. I like how they're just bullying Oberon. You know what? Screw it. You do a Terra-like thing where you bring a different saber face to each of the major fights. I usually kind of do that myself anyways, but I definitely in certain ones have crutch, because like you guys got to remember, like past Lost Belts were, or not even Lost Belts, but Singularities were not always the best in terms of like we didn't have good selection of saber faces. So like sometimes it was all you could do just to get through a fight, and you just had to like take some of the same like attempts, same like builds. Wood, thank you for the gift sub, appreciate it. The worst part here is I feel like I'm just nowhere close to the end of this. The battles are very few, but they're mostly pretty long battles. Easy 3-turn. Yeah, I just basically needed to manipulate the cards, and you know I had to scuff there to get the Mystico, but it was not hard there. You mean this OC? Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what chapter I'm even on, so. You should be halfway done? That's wild. It definitely is a shit ton of story, I can tell. Like, unless the chapters are just really short. Okay, now I lurk. Yeah, that's so good. They don't use chapter numbers, so I noticed. Fairly long compared to the last OC. I mean, I will say the concept in this one seems to have people more excited in general. So, I think it's like the fact that it involves like school and like the Avengers alone, I think are the two things that just make everyone hype. But like I said, I don't really know the story of either of them, so I can't actually commentate. For all I know, I'll like one better or something. People miss Jalter? Oh yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, all the reading. Avengers Assemble. Chad, did you guys see that Fortnite is adding Avatar? I just find that so funny. Yeah, Avatar The Last Airbender. Is Morgan MP2 good to use? Yeah, Morgan MP2 is fantastic. What's up with the requirement for a friend to show up on the support list? They don't have to be a friend, but if they're not a friend, it's totally random as to who shows up. So it's like you can get literally anyone, right? You waterbend your enemies into the ground? Yep. And speaking of which, we will be watching the final portion of Avatar tomorrow. We'll be concluding the marathon with that. I still don't know what people want to do, like, on subsequent Tuesdays. Like I said, after that, I technically can stream on Tuesdays again because, like, work will get easier. But, like, again, I've thought about, like, okay, well, we can make it the media share night again, and I will probably do that next week, but we'll see if, like, people are down to watch something like Korra, or again, I've had people ask for, like, Ruby or something like that, so we'll see. But I don't mind doing it. I feel like they're fun, chill nights, and it's good to be able to, like, hang out with everybody. Just Berserkers. This feels like a trap. Toph with a gun is perfectly fine. Yeah, she's just gonna bend the bullets. That's all that's gonna happen. It's gonna be like Wanted, that old movie. Urusai. Korra is pretty rough. Some people would love to watch it. I think other people would probably be like, meh. So it's just, it is what it is, right? It might be refreshing, maybe. Well, it's also like watching it in quick succession after having watched the prior ones is probably good. Have I ever thought about watching Kamen Rider? Trubs would love that, but I can't say I ever have, no. Not that, like, I have anything against it, but, like, I just don't have any concept of it other than, like, the briefest, like, idea of what it is. So I would have no idea, like, where to start or, like, what's good for something like that. At least with a lot of Western stuff, I usually, like, even something like Avatar, I've at least, like, heard about it and knew that Last Airbender came before Korra and stuff like that. Hello, thank you for the 25. How you doing? Yo ho ho. Power Rangers are motorcycles? Okay, so did anyone else watch the Loser Ranger anime today? It was pretty good. I grew up with Ultraman. Nice. The Trubs is also a huge Ultraman fan. Someone started the old couple became younger anime. Trubs was watching that while I was leaving to go back to work. Uh-oh, it's 5 AP. This means it's a boss battle, but it may be just a crap battle that that you can forcibly lose or just have to survive 5 turns. What am I doing with the Water Monster event? I still need to unlock the Tai Sui copies. I actually need to do the 90 node because I've only done 90 plus. But I think I'm still on pace. What the Salad Larry, what are you doing? It's probably to my benefit to use Mighty Chains here. We'll go with the NP gaining chain, which ironically enough is the old damage chain. I find that hilarious. Ow. Ow. Okay, well this wasn't too hard. Salad solo, yeah. Clearly had damage bonus. Only just remembered to do the 90 node today, yeah. 5-star Salieri would be dope. I feel like people want him to get more screen time after LB1. So I'm not surprised to see if he's actually getting it here. A good common writer starting point would be W, read as double. Okay. The amount of power-ups is overwhelming. Yeah, I mean, it'd be what it be. Chat, does common writer have hot women, though? At this point, I'm just a shameless man who knows what he wants. Oh, it's Nito time. Since she had to die earlier, let's give her her proper due diligence. $20 billion? What the hell? God damn it, Salad Larry. You were the chosen one. I should have started her out with a Black Grail. That was dumb of me. Basically, you're highly incentivized to charge with Nito turn 1. Rather than charge with anyone else. Robo, thank you for the 58. I am doing better, but I don't know how much longer I can last. I think it's just the sinus pressure in my head is just building. Which has, like, been the issue that I've been having over the past couple days now. Basically, as I started medicating properly and, like, getting this under control, like, the sinus pressure is just swollen. And finally, it's, like, gotten better, but it's still not doing great. Did I hear people talking about Common Rider? Nope. Demba, thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. If you guys are lucky enough to get gifted subs this stream, make sure you guys give some love back to the people who gifted it. I think Kimbo, Wood, and someone else gave out another one. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it was just those two. Sinus pressure headaches are the worst. Oh, when I was like in high school, we went on a vacation. I don't even remember where. But we were flying, and I had been sick right before getting on the plane, and oh my god, that is easily the worst I've ever felt. I was crying from how bad it was. Like, I thought my head was going to explode. It was that bad. I have never, ever had it as bad since. But still, yeah, they're awful when they get bad. Like, I basically just have to go lie down because it's the only thing you can do about it. Like, you go lie down, put like a wet paper towel or something on your forehead, and just try to like sleep it off at that point. Because it's really all you can do. What? No, not the heel. Damn it. Okay, let her blow it away. Age, thank you for the 43. Hope you're doing good today too. Tokusatsu girls tend to be hot, but are they like campy? I feel like everything in shows like Kamen Rider and Power Rangers, stuff like that, are always campy though. Define campy, just very like awkwardly forced interactions in the show. It's usually the entire show is run that way. It's not any particular character. Yeah, usually described to denote that something is ridiculous or has wacky appeal. Some movies are so exaggeratedly bad that they have a campy kind of charm, right? So it's like the dialogue is 100% like, oh, Kamen Rider, thank you, you saved me, right? That's campy. To be fair, it's a children's TV show, exactly, right? So like most children's TV shows will be that way. The 1966 Batman and Robin is the definition of campy. Adam West. Oh. Adam West's Batman is definitely campy. It's also great. I love it. He's like carrying around the massive cartoon bomb, and you're like, bro, what? Okay, so let's see. This is yet again more of the same. I'm running out of Arts Avengers. Fine, chat. Ron Maru it is. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. Yep. Bat shark spray, greatest invention ever. You realize that's why we have Sharknadoes, right? It's because that was not environmentally friendly. Batman didn't realize it at the time. She doesn't really have the cards, so we won't bother. Batman turned over the keys to the Batmobile, yeah. Don't bat drink and bat drive. Same bat time, same bat channel. A lot of B movies are campy and are glorious because of it. Oh yeah, like I don't really have an issue with stuff being campy. I actually like it to that degree. I'd say KR Wizard, but that show's wacky. Listen, they're all gonna be wacky. It's like, to a degree, especially as an adult, it's hard to take anything like Sentai seriously, right? Because you just know. You know it's made for kids. But to the same degree, it could also just make it funny, right? Oh, you son of a... No. No. We're not doing this. Man, they went the whole singularity so far without a gotcha moment where they suddenly charge the NP to full. Instant charge is annoying AF. Always has been. The real problem is it's going to make refunding her kind of annoying. But better to have the buffs fall off and live than to die. Okay, so I can't do much about this. Oh boy. You now get no pierce.
ようやく見つけた宝物。ランマルはここに。
Got to chapter 11 now. For me? You have any particular themes you want to go for, or not really? I don't know, right? Like, just in general, I think what I probably need to do is I probably need to poll everyone and see what people want to watch. Like, whether or not people want to watch Korra, or whether or not people would want to watch something else, right? And start from there. And then if people want something else, then I will let the people decide, right? Because there's certain things that like I don't mind watching like Ultraman or Kamen Rider or something like that, but it's more like I'm gonna watch the things that the majority of you want to watch, because the whole reason in hosting a community watch night is to interest you guys, right? Usually I will try to make it where it's something that I also am interested in, just so that way, like, you know, it works out for everybody. But let's do that. And then that. I saw Frozen Empire the other day. Are you gonna see it? Probably not, just because time. But how was it? I feel like I heard that it was not that good, and that people were not like feeling like it was good. But I don't know. It's a time investment as well. Oh, it definitely is. I'm so down for it. Hey, I can also talk to Trubs, because like I said, I know Trubs is at least, even if not like a devout fan, at least a passive fan of a lot of the stuff, so he can also advise. Okay, and then we just have Berserkers again. But the fact that it's giving me Tyra as an option again is disturbing to me. Weren't 40 plus episodes be easier to recommend stuff? Yeah. Didn't Netflix just recently have like an Ultraman show? Wasn't it like a sequel where it's like the son of Ultraman or some bullshit? Because I remember Trubs talking about it. I think it's just the defense down. And chat, to a large degree, how you guys see Ranmaru is going to be the exact same way in which Taisui is going to work for you guys in the future as well. He's not going to be the best. He's not going to be like super amazing, but he will be very serviceable. And I would argue, at least in Taisui's case, he has a couple more like uses because of the way his kit functions. It's a sequel and the powers were kind of redefined. Interesting. Retro, thank you for the 21. Gonna be lurking at the chat and saving the Laboratory art, no problem. We watched Avatar. I figured 40 episodes wasn't that bad anymore. We watched Avatar, so like how many? It was like 20 episodes per book, right, chat? So it was like 60 episodes overall. So yeah, I mean, like 40 is definitely like up there, but I don't mind as long as people are still down to keep watching. The only real issue is you can only watch about 10 in a sitting. So like we have definitely gotten quite a bit of watch time out of Avatar. Basically 6 weeks worth. Oh, this is a 6 enemy. God damn it. Well, if that's the case, we're gonna do it like this. I do need to use my 4-star loopers more. I just love Summer Kiara a lot. Oh no, it's fine. I think the biggest issue with anything is just always like bonding and just trying to be efficient with it. Technically what I'm doing here is not good because I'm using my own Castoria. And my own Castoria is bond 15. I don't know why, but for like this one particular ordeal call, I just don't want to be bothered really. And also in that same degree, it's why I'm going in blind. I think I'm a little bit overloaded at the moment, especially in terms of like FGO. But that is just because like I've been juggling so many things, including like real life and work. So it does not always have to be this way. Screw it. Blur carded out. Oh, 116k, huh? Maybe should have staggered cards. Okay, do it anyways, Ranmaru. The humor disconnects at some point. Yeah, I mean, in general, stuff like that is probably just good to have like good translation and stuff. But yeah, if the show doesn't, there's nothing I can do about that. Runmu is really serviceable and people had weird hangups on her. She is. What I'm saying, White Flags, she is very serviceable. The only issue is that basically if I'm comparing her to Taisui, that Taisui has more uses than her. So it's not me saying that she's bad. And that's just because Taisui has some unique stuff in his kit. Oh my god. See, now it's really weird because this particular stretch has felt like this is just a shit ton of like fodder fights. Okay, let's get off Ranmaru here. Let's go back to Big Flame Waifu. I'm slowly catching up to you. Wow, you're using me as the guinea pig? What the hell? Turned down for what? I just don't really care about her design really, but she's fine. Runmaru's cute. That's about like all I can say about her. She's cute. Come on, at least get to 50, thank you. Don't you dare shoot my Castoria, you asshole. I swear to God. He's gonna do it. I know he's gonna do it. So hold on. You chat, you know it, I know it. So let's just make sure that it doesn't happen again. Kamen Rider Gaim might also be nice. So the Uro Butcher? Did he actually write one of the Kamen Riders? Oh, would you look at that? Bardcore? Yeah. Beyond Break, how new? Yep. You never expected. I mean, at this point, he did it to you the first time, so if you didn't expect it, like, at this point, it's your own damn fault. And now we're just gonna go try and kill him with this NP. While I have all the buffs. He's also got all those nasty little stacks on him, which is great. And charm. God, that final hit alone was basically enough. He was head writer for Gaim? Interesting. There's a lot of people that like don't like how he wrote Zero. Whereas like I definitely have some issues with it, but like I don't feel like he's a bad writer. I feel like a lot of this is like it's very difficult for two different writers writing the same characters to get the exact same like mentality for that character. I like Zero. Yeah, I still like Zero. Chat, how close are we now? He's done things I like and things I don't. Yeah. Still not close. A lot left. Oh. Okay. Is that a requirement to use Taiga? God damn it. The answer is yes. Neoplugsuit just leveled to 5. Nice. I think mine hit 7 in the lotto, and I think it's like at about 7.5 now. But it'll probably be done before I get to the lotto at the end of the year. It's just like I'm also not really in a rush. I'm just using it constantly because I have nothing else to level. So it's like, I guess at the same time, it's rushing it as much as I can, right? I really want to switch Taiga out. Basically, I need enough arts up here to actually refund her. Do we get new MCs in the interim? Let's see. When's our next MC? Is it summer this year or is it anniversary? I think it's the isn't it the death one? Well, that's not good. Ooh, a saber. That's actually good. Ooh, ow. Ooh, wow, she almost killed it. Holy shit. Taiga, Tyra, yeah. Yeah, it's totally Taiga. Listen, chat, forgive me, I'm sick brain. You have to let some of these go. Oh, there was one enemy. No. Ooh, that only cleared because of the double crit. Could be any 7, okay. Wait a minute. It's Maridal. May as well get the farm going. Sup, my homies Avenger? No, it's actually Die My Homies. Well, there went her help.
最果ての島罪の都最後の竜は我が胸に集う円卓の守護者たちラウンドオブアバロン
Round of Avalon. Oh, thank you for the free charge. Let's go. Oh, she charges so much. I love it. Okay, curse I don't like, though. That's the fact that it is uncleansable. Oh, they really went against invincible comp here. This is very much kill or be killed.
誇りにかけて欲望のままに刺激的でしょう輝きを感激してくださいふむ
Oh no. Why does that just keep going up?
早書きですカルウェナ誇りにかけて いいともお
This is
任せ
probably the safer play.
え
In before insta
え
charge.
痛いのよ
So interestingly enough, those curse stacks she's putting on me have not ticked really yet. Okay. No, they are ticking. They're just very small right now. Oh. Is that chance-based dodge? I hate mechanics like this. Okay, it's 3 times. Hmm. Just do it like that. In before she re-pops it. Which, if that's the case, will actually make it very annoying. Oh, this is very, very much going to kill me soon.
見せてあげるよ燃えるならお静かに対終末対粛清防御始め
Should brought Sanson with you.
アバロンの風体験ツアーへの参加
There people wanted Chernunos. Listen, like, I don't think anyone said, hey, Chernunos is a well-balanced fight.
愛の世界燃える
It's not that, like, it's impossible to get through or anything like that, but, like, it is definitely very, like, picky and requires certain units in order to get through it, which I don't like about it. Simple, just kill her first. That is the plan. It was basically get everybody protected. And then do this. I feel like some people do CQ happy people. No, I mean, like, even the CQ happy people, at least from what I can remember, complained about Chernunos being somewhat restrictive because of how he works, right? Like, but yeah, don't get me wrong. If you're a challenge enthusiast, you probably like a challenge, right? It's just that, like, usually a berserker battle means like, ooh, I can use like anything, except in his case. His case is like, no, you really need to like use these particular types of setups. I sealed through that fight, couldn't be ours. I don't blame you. I think like the people that don't enjoy challenge, that fight was just like god awful for them, I assume. Actually, chat, it is basically quitting time, and my head is pounding at this point. We'll go ahead and stop it here. I apparently am nowhere close to being done. That's just wild to me. But we will end it here. Obviously, like I said, tomorrow we've got Avatar: The Last Airbender marathon. We're completing the final book, so it is the grand finale. We'll be watching that in Discord, so if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys get on the Discord. If you don't know the Discord, type in !Discord and that'll give you the link to it. And then in the meantime, let me see if I can find somebody to love. CZ's on. Let me send you guys his way. And again, I will be... That's not the right command. There we go. Yeah, like I said, I will be back Wednesday. Probably doing more of this, but I definitely need to start thinking about recording for next week, so we'll see. So, but again, like I said, it's Hell Week, so if I have to cancel a stream, I have to cancel a stream, so it is what it is. But go give Mr. CZ my love, and good night.